Ryan told me to meet him again out here in this abandoned shopping mall parking lot, and now I'm even more scared. There's a child urinating back here. This is a nasty place. I mean, it's a little bit frightening, so I hope that he shows up sometime soon. But in the meantime, this is Outside, Inside, Outside Racing, and I'm Ian.
And I'm Ryan.
You are Ryan, and this is your GD3 Honda Fit, and I thought that your alignment sucked.
Well, it did, but I fixed it with honed plates. They're really sweet. It's like the best thing you can do to a GD3, besides like all the rest of the stuff.
All the rest of the stuff that's the best thing that you can do. Can you show me how to do it?
I can show you.
All right, well then I'll just get in with you, and then
Sure.
we'll go and do it, yeah.
So we're putting on some honed camber alignment shims. In your package, they do have instructions on their website on how to install these. Very good instructions on there. We're just going to give you a video to show. In your package of shims, you have ones that say negative degree camber and just alignment shim. Okay, and then you have negative degree camber and toe in this side out, toe out this side out. On my car, I know the alignment setup. Prior to me having my plastic alignment shims on here, which this is what's left of them, I had about 1.5 degrees of negative camber on here and toe in. With my plastic alignment shims, I got 2.1 degrees of negative camber and about 0 toe. So what I'm hoping to do with these is, since this is toe out, is to get a tiny bit of toe out on the rear of here. And since this is -1 degree, I should be at 2.5. So that's what we're shooting for with these.
And we like the toe out for our, slow speed autocross, rallycross situations, but it's not altogether unuseful on track either. Like, it's going to help you bring the rear end around. So, but it's probably not suggested if you're not used to the rear end of a car sliding. I wouldn't go for the 1 degree toe out. I'd go toe in if you're going for high speed stuff, maybe. And
yeah, which you won't get 1 degree of toe out. It'd be like
not degree. I'm sorry.
0.1.
Yeah, right. 0.1. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Most people recommend for a little bit of toe in on the back of cars. I did for a long time until I got used to driving a front wheel drive car that's switchy.
Yep.
And the higher speed you go, the more it's going to want to spin around with toe out in the rear. This car, I drive it on the street back and forth to work. It goes about 45 miles an hour. And when I race it, it goes about 45 miles an hour. Yeah. But in their package, they have one that you can adjust the toe and camber, and one that you can just adjust the camber. So this one is just for -1 degree of camber. So if you like where your toe setting is at, you can just put these on and get the camber you want. Now, they do have their alignment specifications that Honda likes on their instructions on the website. And they do a lot of track work. They probably have some of the fastest fits around. They're out of Australia. Great people. Also in here, they do come with slightly longer bolts. You'll see these bolts here about that long. They give you just enough to go through it, the alignment shim a little bit more. You also see the stock bolts have a 14 millimeter head, and these have a 17 millimeter head. So you will need a different socket for these. So for install on this, on your stock control arm here, you should actually have a set screw that goes in here to hold this plate on. Now, if you have a car that's not brand new, they're broke off and rusted like they are on my car. You just got to kind of hold it all together as you put it together. You can see this is where that set screw goes. This is your stub axle here. This is the top where your wheel speed sensor goes in there. So you actually, this goes on the back side like this. How we're going to install mine is we want -degree camber, toe in this side out. We don't want toe in, we want toe out. So we're going to flop it. -1 degree camber, toe out, this side out. So we got that just like that.
Okay.
And
that's it. And the great part is that you don't have to, align it, because it is what it says it is. And, no extra work required. You just get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
I don't remember if they wanted you to do a little bit of thread locker, but since I do racing and this car gets beat and jumped and all sorts of stuff, I put a little bit of thread locker on these bolts here, even though we are going to torque them down. Because my set screws are wasted and gone, we have to kind of just line all this up as we push it on. So the bolts do have to go through this plate here as well. So we're going to push one bolt through and through the axle, through the shim, just like that. And then you do have a hard brake line here, so you want to be real careful when you're moving this stuff around to not get your brake line too jammed up. But we're going to get that one started, and then we're going to get another one started so we have proper alignment of the shim.
And it's important that you fold yourself directly into the wheel well when doing this job.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to be able to see stuff, so, you know, it helps if you're not 8 feet tall, as Ryan is.
I've always wanted to be shorter so I could have cooler cars. We want to get the threads started by hand, which with these bigger heads, a little less space in there, but you can get it going. All right, we got those started. We're going to run these in and come back. So I've got these bolts screwed down. So for the USDM 12 millimeter bolts, the torque is 61 foot-pounds. What you want to do is make sure that you're seating all these at the same time.
Yeah.
This axle can get hung up a little bit, and you don't want to run one side down and not the other. All right. So we're starting to get some resistance there. So I'm going to put a little bit on that one. And you want to tighten these in a star pattern. So crisscross applesauce. So we're just getting a little bit of torque on each one. And then we're coming back. We're going to go for it here. There's one. Cross. Two. We're going to go back up to the front here again. Three. Four. Now we're going to check them all again. Now I did it differently the second time there. I didn't necessarily go in a star. We were already torqued. We're just double checking our torque. Our camber plate is installed. Now we just got to install the rest of this. I can see the toe is definitely more straight ahead.
I mean, it might be a little out. It's not much, but...
No, it's definitely more straight ahead.
You don't need much. Guess now we got to drive it.
Yep.
All right, first roundabout. Yep, it's slidey.
I'm still not really used to this tune now. It's like the shift points have changed.
Huh.
Of course, I guess I could just like put it in the manual.
Could do. Welcome to the peanut. Still pushed a little.
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
It about sent it around.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's real good.
Because I drove this, what, a couple days ago with you?
Yeah, right.
And it pushed through the whole thing.
Right. These are still your snow tires, or these, what are these?
These are terrible all seasons.
Yeah, yeah. You can hang back off of them. You'll get enough room. I mean, people slow down a whole lot when they get to that roundabout, but there might be enough room. But and you got to beam wrap your butt.
Yeah. It's got a buck tooth thing going on.
It sure does, yeah.
I'm a BMW guy.
I'm a new BMW. I have the grill.
Yeah, they are wondering why I'm driving so slow.
Yeah, yeah.
The fast part of the road.
Right. Go all the way through it. Kick, kick, kick. There it goes. You gotta lift to make it rotate. Lift. Yes, yes. There it goes. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to this. Because I don't have to left foot brake now.
No, yeah, it'll just go on its own.
Yeah, just lift and then it rotates. Wow, that's fun.
A lot of fun.
I need more tools in my toolbox like that.
Yeah.
Lift to rotate. I think the first time I drove your car like that, though, that's when I spun it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just what it takes to get these light ass end front wheel drive cars to come around. You don't really have to. I mean, and high tire pressures in the rear on asphalt helps too. Helps it come around. But whee!
Fantastic.
It's a goof. But to be able to point the ass end around is what it's all about. A front wheel drive car. You got to point that ass end around and get the nose pointed the right direction so that the tires can start eating. Well, that's a riot.
I didn't think this car could get much more fun, and I was wrong.
Yeah, no. They keep impressing with little things too, little modifications. These fits can keep getting better and better and better. And honestly, this one really wasn't that hard to do. What's great about it, even though it's static toe and camber,
Right.
it's static toe and camber. You didn't have to realign it
No.
to do it. So if you have one of these, but you don't have the ability to get an alignment or whatever, just do this anyway. It'll be a lot of fun if you want it to slide around on the street, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to slide around more. But the brakes were super easy to do.
Yeah.
Like very straightforward. The spindle bolts off. I mean, this is a really easy car to work on.
Everything I've done on this car has been very easy and very accessible. Parts are cheap. If you buy a high mileage car, like all of these are, there's no low mileage fits left. These are things you're going to want to do once in the lifetime of it.
Yeah.
But I tell you, none of this work had to be done.
Yeah.
I chose to do it because I want this to be the best fit that I could ever have. But at $222,000, I still had life left in those wheel bearings. I still had life left in those rear brakes. They weren't worn out. But, given that I run my vehicles to the extreme, it had to be done.
And, while you're in there, you might as well get yourself some toe and camber.
And I don't know, you'd have to look and see what Honda says about stacking plates, but maybe that's allowed on these, and maybe that's why the bolts are longer.
They did give you a pretty long bolt.
So maybe if you wanted more negative camber, you could put the other plate on top of that. You'll just have to research that on your own.
Yeah, maybe Honda will come along on this video and say something about it. Drop us a comment down there if you have Honda stuff. Let us know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go drive around those roundabouts like 15 more times.
In other words, you're going to what are you gonna do?
Play with the drift stick.
No, you're gonna go out and find
your own apex.
Because it's
better in a fit.
It's better in a fit.
Yes,
That's fine. That'll work.